Good evening, everybody. How we doing? We're here to discuss the reconstruction of Balston, Whitney, Windemere. It's a project that's going to be probably starting next week. The contract will be coming in. Let me give you the first highlights. It's going to be noisy. It's going to be messy. It's going to be dirty, and it's going to be an inconvenience. But you got to look for the end product. When the project is done, it'll be nice. It'll be clean. It'll be all new. I'll give you a rundown what the project consists of and what they'll be doing. They'll probably come in next week, start mobilizing, dropping off pipe, stone, Belgian blocks, things like that. The first thing that we're doing is drainage. We're putting in new under drains and we're repairing the drainage that's there. But first we'll do all the drainage work. All the curbing's getting ripped out. The whole neighborhood is getting all Belgian block curbs. So every street will get all the concrete curb taken out, all Belgian block curbs will be put in. When we rip out the Belgian block curbs, we're going to need to rip out your driveway apron, because we have to make the grade so your car can get in your driveway. So everybody's getting new Belgian block curbs, everybody's getting new driveway aprons. Once in a while, I have to rip out the 3 or 4 slabs behind your apron to make the grade so your car doesn't scrape. Once in a while, I have to cut your driveway back 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot to make the grade. Not every house is going to happen to, but it might happen to yours depending on how your driveway is situated. All the handicap corners are going to get done. All the handicap corners on Lakeside, Peters Lane, wherever. I think there's a couple of cross corners being put in. So those will be done. Sidewalks. Sidewalks are only being repaired if they're raised by a town tree. If the town tree raised the sidewalk, we will repair it. If it's not raised by a town tree, that's the homeowner's responsibility. You're more than welcome to make a deal with the contractor to do extra sidewalks. But just remember, that deal's between you and him. The town has nothing to do with it. So he does 5 slabs for you in front of your house and they crack, it's up to you to go after the contractor. It has nothing to do with the town. We're responsible for shade tree sidewalks raised only. All the catch basins will be rebuilt. All the manholes will be reset and rebuilt. We are removing shade trees. I have a list of trees. We walked this with the engineering. George walked it. She's here as a resident, but Carol Thomas, our shade tree chair, walked it, and I walked the job today. There's 19 trees that need to come down. Have the reasonings why. They're either dead, they're high rooted, they're into the street, they're into the curb. I cannot fix the sidewalk and the curbing properly without taking these trees down. Verona does not like to take trees down. We are tree orientated. We do not like to take trees down. We're taking these down because we have to for the project. Some of them need to come down due to the under drain. So there's a list here. If you want to look at the end, Carol printed me some pictures of the different trees we get. The end of the project, you will get a letter and asking you if you would like a shade tree. You'll have a couple of picks, 2 or 3 picks. Yes, I want a tree. This is the kind I want. We will do the best we can to give you the tree you're looking for and get it planted in your house. Yes, sir.
I have a question. So I just went around 3 blocks and I saw the white X's.
Yes.
Okay. Then I saw an X that was shaded.
Today, when I walked the job, because we have so many people complaining about trees, the job started with 22. I'm trying to save 3.
Okay.
Can't guarantee it. I'm trying to save 3. George, and I'm sorry, this is my assistant, George. He walked the job yesterday with the engineering firm, the tree company, they marked them. We had a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, so I personally walked the job today. To see how many I can take out. The 3 I'm taking out are iffy, but I'm going to give it a shot. Once we pull the sidewalks and the curb, the trees still have to come down. I don't know for sure. But right now, there's 19 shade trees that will be coming down probably beginning of next week.
So out of those 19 that you've already decided, is there any chance that you can save any of them by shaving, or is there any other technique that you can do for the
Every one
construction?
that's coming down, if you look at the list, they're all high rooted trees. The roots are, some of the roots are over the curb. Some of the roots are into the street. There's no way I can save it. The roots I would have to remove to do the sidewalk and the curb, the tree's not gonna last.
I can see the older ones. So some of them are obvious.
Yes.
Where it's over the sidewalk. But some of them are small. Some of them are only 7 or 8 years old.
Like I said, sir, I walked this whole job. I'll be more than willing to walk with you.
Okay.
These are the 19 I feel between me, the contractor, my assistant, and the company feel they need to come down. I mean, like, I got Whitney, number 6, the tree's dying. I'm taking it down. I'm saying that's dying. Balston, number 5, the tree is dead. You know, another tree is intruding on the gas box. PS had to do some work there. Like I said, we checked every tree over and over. These 19 need to come down.
Okay.
And we will plant 19, 20. Whoever doesn't have a shade tree in front of their house, we'll get asked if they want another one. If I can give you 2 and you want 2, I'll give you as many as we can get in without a problem. But we need to take shade.
But if the people don't want trees, they don't get trees, right? Okay, so there's no, even though it's the town's property.
It's not the town's property, it's the town's right of way. It's not it's still your property, it's our right of way. We have learned, I've been here 40 years. If Doc doesn't want a shade tree and I put one in front of his house, not taking care of it. The tree's dying and I'm ripping it out. So the people who want trees, we'll water them, we'll maintain them, we'll whip around them nicely, we'll mulch them. If you don't want a tree, the tree's not lasting. And these trees are running us $600, $700, $800, $900 a tree. So that's why, I guess 15 years ago, the council came up with the decision we asked. Out of my experience, if I hand out 100 letters, mostly 70, 75 people want a tree. Most people want trees. But you get the few that don't like them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. And it affects all of us because there's a flooding situation as well. That's
Correct.
why I'm asking.
Correct.
Because our blocks have a situation with flooding.
Well.
That's why I'm at, so that's only one part of it.
Oh.
I had a 60-year-old maple that was taken out. It didn't have to be last year. It was, we did the sidewalk. And there's noticeably a lot more noise because we're off of Lakeside
Right.
Avenue. That's a major issue for us.
I guess we talked on the phone.
We did.
Okay.
We did, exactly.
So like I said, when we take down a tree, we understand the aesthetics, the noise, the beautiful, the shade. We're looking for safety. If we're messing with hip roots, Carol, I'll tell you, the tree's not safe. So if I take a sidewalk down and I take the hip roots out and I leave the tree there and now it falls into somebody's house, the first thing when they sue us, they say, touch the tree, you touch the hip roots. So we've learned by experience. Once you start touching hip roots on a tree, you get a windy day like last week, the tree's going over. The hip roots are withholding the tree. Carol from, not that, I know she's here as a resident, but herself and the Shade Tree Commission is working very hard to get the right trees planted in the right areas now. Ones that go on the wires, ones that the roots go straight down. So we're working with the Shade Tree to make sure the right trees get planted so they'll be here forever. We're trying.
I don't need to give you a hard time.
No, you're not.
I've lived here from Brooklyn 10 years. There's more trees where I lived in Brooklyn than there are. in
Like I
suburbs
said,
of
we don't like to take
That's
trees
what-
down.
Do you want to do Q&A at the end? Or
Yes.
as they come in?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll come at the end. We don't like to take trees down. I took your questions, but I knew your voice to talk to you. We do not like to take trees down in Rome, but sometimes you have to.
Appreciate it.
Not to bring up an old wound, but if you go down the wind, we had to take every tree off at the wind. Reason because they had a major water problem, we did major under drainage. There was no way I could save the trees with the amount of under drains I put under wind. I was gonna lose the trees. So there's some scenarios where we just have to, but if there's anything we could save, we will save. But like I said, we walked this shop 4 times. And these are what we feel they're gonna come down, and we will put nice and as many trees back as we possibly can. Okay, so we talked about removing shade trees. We'll replant new ones, all the solid from curls will get topsoil and seeded. If you have a sprinkler system in your curb line, please mark it out with flags or something. The sprinkler system will probably get ripped up and get put back. If there's a problem, make sure you call us. I have 3 men on staff that fix sprinklers. So if the contractor puts it back and it's not working right, call my department. If you hire your own sprinkler guy to fix it and you pay for it, we're not gonna reimburse you. We have our own crew of men that can fix the sprinkler systems. After the trees are planted and all that is done, we come in, we mill, we pave. And the job's complete, the restrike. Like I said, it's gonna be an inconvenience. You gotta use a little bit of your head. If you're working on Whitney, and you get come home from work tonight and the contractor's 4 doors down, you know he's gonna be in front of your house tomorrow. Make sure your car's out bright and early. Park your car on the street. You will not get a ticket. If you do get a ticket, you let us know. So some of the burden is on you to pay attention to what's going on in your neighborhood. You know, if the contractor's working, coming up to one side of Whitney, not the smartest thing to park right across the street from your house. Because now you're tightening up the street and the contractor might hit your car. Any problems? Do not talk to the contractor. They're working for us, we are working for you. You got a problem, here's my business card, here's George's business card, the cops are there, our phones are on 24/7. You see something you don't like, you see something you think that's wrong, give us a call. I'll be on the job once or twice a day, he's on the job 10 times a day. He's always passing through George, checking, see what's going on, talking to contractors, making sure everything's all right. So if you have a problem, just call us. We will come, we will meet with you, and we'll straighten out the contract. Hopefully there's gonna be no problems. Hopefully the job is gonna go nice and smooth, and we're gonna get done with no problem at all. Very good contractor, Crossroads, very good. They do quality work, they do nice work. Most of the guys probably don't speak English, so that's even better. You don't want to talk to them, because half of them don't speak English. And that's basically it. That's the entire project from soup to nuts. I think the contractor has I want to say 150 days to complete the project, but he's going to get in there and go to work. He doesn't want to be there. The faster he gets out, the more money he makes. So like I said, you'll be getting a letter on Friday that they're starting next week. They'll start mobilizing, delivering block, delivering concrete, delivering stone, delivering QP. Stuff will be staged all over the street, and the job will start. Anybody have any other questions?
Chuck, how long will the streets actually be closed 100%, if at all?
The only time, Bill, they're gonna be closed 100% is when we do the final paving job. Every day you're gonna get in there. Might be a little convenience, you might not be able to pull right in your driveway, but you'll be able to pull in Peters Lane, make a left and park somewhere. The only time the entire roadway is closed when we do the paving. Your garbage, your recycling, your leaf bags, your commingled, business as usual. Business as usual. You just put your stuff out. If it don't get picked up, call my office. We'll send somebody to pick it up.
But during the entire process, we could park on the streets, including Lakeside?
I will double check with the police. I'm sure you can. I don't know if I want to park on Lakeside, but you can.
Well, that was my related question. No
Yeah.
matter if we park on Lakeside or Peters or
No.
somewhere else?
No.
Or is there going to be any coordination with the police to have extra patrols?
Yes, the police will have extra patrols just because of the equipment on the job. We have them patrolling, the guy has trucks out there, he has trailers, he has backhoes. We have extra police patrolling that area anyway. George already talked to the chief. They'll be watching it. Like I said, park anywhere that's safe. Every night you should be able to get back in your driveway unless we poured your apron, unless we poured your curbing. The day we make the pour, we need at least 24, 48 hours for it to set up. But once we pour your driveway, once we pour your apron, your curbings in, you should be able to get back in your driveway as the project's going on.
But you don't have to contact the police every night.
No.
You're
Nope,
out on the street.
nope, you don't have to.
But we
contact
should
them.
be able to get in the driveway at night.
Depending, like I said.
Right.
If they didn't do any work in front of your house.
And then wherever else you have to park during the day,
You just
get
park.
it at, keep it out of the driveway and.
Right. You just park. And like I said, Doc, you gotta use your head a little bit.
Yeah,
If you see the guy's 5 houses down tonight, you got home from work, well, he's gonna be in front of my house, maybe I should get my car out.
yeah.
Because they do start at 7, they do work till 4. We don't work weekends unless there's a problem, an emergency, but it is a full day of work. If he has a late load of concrete coming and he calls me at 2:30, 2:45 and say, I can pour another 5 driveway acres, but I gotta work till 5, 5:30. It's summertime, we let him work. We want them out of Rome as fast as possible.
Yeah, so what do you estimate? So you said he's got about 120, 150 days, but like, what is the average? Is it 90?
I'd say with
90?
under 90 days, he should be out of here. He should be out of here, weather permitting. That's another thing, weather permitting.
And Chuck, one block at a time, or they're going to
Yeah.
simultaneously?
I'm gonna talk to him, I wanna work 1 block at a time. We get in, I wanna do Whitney. We get in, I wanna do Windemere. We get in, I wanna do Balston. I mean, we might get to a point where he's cleaning up on Whitney and there's no more curbing and sidewalk to do, and his curbing through will go over to Windemere and start. But I'm trying to keep him to 1 block at a time. I'm not trying to screw up the whole development at once. The tree guy will come in and do all the trees all over the place. Under drain will be done all over the place, but I'm trying to keep them street by street by street if I can.
Is that in fact the order? Whitney, Windemere, Balston, or?
I have no idea. I could tell him what to do, I can't tell him how to do. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm reasonably immobile. My wife is unreasonably immobile. So it can take her 20 minutes to get from the house to the car.
You have to get out, you'll make sure you call us. Myself or George will come there. If we gotta come with extra guys, we have carried people out in chairs and stuff. Whatever you need to get it out, don't hesitate to call. When you take my business card,
Right.
my office phone number, 857-4806, when I'm not at work, goes right to my cell phone. You gotta get out tonight at 6 o'clock, do something for your wife, and we're working in front of your house, don't hesitate to call.
Yeah, it's more likely she has a doctor's appointment. We
Whatever
know
you
it's
need,
tomorrow.
we'll get you in there, one way or the other. Worst case scenario, we'll call the squad and the police out, but we will get you in and out of your house. You know,
I can testify that they did that. They did it with my father-in-law
exactly, remember,
on Cypress.
Cypress.
So they're great about that.
We'll get you in there. Another question, does anybody know people who have special needs? Somebody.
I get hungry sometimes.
If you know of anybody with special needs, they're handicapped, they're going for chemo, they're on dialysis, get them my card, get them George's card, let them know.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Alicia, you got some on,
Yes.
yes, go ahead.
First question, will grading of sidewalks be included for corners that heavily pool after moderate rain?
Yes, the whole project is gonna be regraded and reset so the pooling doesn't stop. You're not gonna be able to see with your naked eye, when we get done, the road will have a little bit of a crown in it. So the rainwater hits the middle of the street, runs to the curb line and runs to the basin. All the grades will be reset, so no more pooling. Hopefully, we're gonna catch all the pooling and all the problems on the street as we do on every other street.
Next question is, any anticipated impact on power or Verizon for
There
people
should
that
be
work from
no,
home?
there should be no impact on your power, no impact on Verizon. That should all be done. If you notice right now, they're removing the double poles. So you should have no problem with your power and your Verizon. Of course, if you work from home, it's gonna be a little noisy during the day.
Same for mail, Amazon deliveries.
All will be normal.
Garbage will be normal,
Garbage.
cycling will be normal.
Yeah. We're hoping it's business as usual.
Perfect. One more.
Okay.
Is PSE&G going to be replacing gas lines during the construction as part of the smart meter upgrades?
They might be replacing the meters, but the gas lines, we already spoke to them. The street's been checked. It's been done for leak detection. It's been done for leaks. PS will not be on the job. That's it. Yes.
What's under drain?
Under drain is, you dig a trench, you put down clean stone, you put down a black pipe wrapped in fabric, and you put clean stone on top of it, and it acts as a filter. It takes the water in slowly and puts it out into the earth nice and slow.
From the downspouts on the house or from the?
We're doing in certain
Where's that coming
sections,
from? That's what I don't.
we're gonna put it in certain sections, we have water problems. We're gonna, Josh, do you use your phone when you're in class?
I love them.
We're not doing complete under drain in the neighborhood, we're just doing it in certain spots where we know there was water problems.
So it'll just take. it from
Right,
that.
take it from that area, correct.
So what about those pipes that come
Yeah.
from people's yards?
The gutter pipes, no, those still go into, if we're running an under drain by then, we will tie them in. But most of them will still dump out into the street. We don't have a bad icing problem in your neighborhood, we have some pooling, as the one
In
resident
the
said,
corner.
yeah, and that should be taken care of. So we really don't have a bad, like, during winter, we had a bad icing problem in the winter, there was so much runoff and coming off the hill, the street was always ice.
Right.
And that street, we tied everything in. This, we identified all the bad areas, and hopefully we catch everything.
So those white clean out things, like on Cypress and on Derwent,
Those are cleanouts for the under drain.
clean up to the under drain.
Yes.
So not everybody gets one of those, but there'll be solid.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. I didn't know what that was.
Anybody got any questions? That's basically the entire job. That's everything's gonna get done. Like I said, feel free to call us. My phone's on 24/7. George is on 24/7. If you can't get us, call the cops. Anything you need. So.
For Alert Verona.
Yes, that's our media is very, very good at it. She will keep you posted. Alicia, tell them tomorrow I'm working, but Alicia gets it out. So it's a good thing to sign up for Alert Verona. It's very beneficial.
More, and the new trees would be all, I believe? You were saying?
Most likely we'll go for the fall if we got, because of the timing and the money and the grant money and all of that. And we put them in at the wrong time, we'll put tree bags on them, we'll maintain full of water, we'll ask the residents of water, but we'll try to wait till as late as possible to put trees in. But sometimes the contractor wants to get done, so you close the job and get paid. You know, he doesn't want to hang up. So if we do put them in at the wrong time, we tree back. And they are warranted for a year. You know, they die, he's gotta come back and put another one. So, but we will bag them if we have to and keep them watered. You know, our guys who water the planters on the avenue, I'm sure everybody's seen the planters on the avenue, that's part of your job, filling tree bags. And that's basically it. Anybody else, Alicia?
That's it, over here.
Anybody got any questions?
You got a list of, there, about the trees that are coming down on this 19 trees?
Yes, there's a list right here, you're more than welcome to look at it. There's a pictures right here of some of the trees, you can talk to Al about them. Of different varieties, you can change your hat to shade tree. And please take our business cards.
Hey Chuck, one last question. You said other than the final paving, the streets that will be passed,
Yes,
okay? And deliveries can be made.
Yes.
Pickups, recycling,
Yeah.
and so forth. Landscapers will have a spot to park on the street and
they might have to walk a little bit, the guy might have to park, you know. Park in front of your house when he cuts your grass, he might have to park up the street and walk down the street. You know, it's gonna be inconvenience. You know, you're coming in today, you're coming in from Lakeside, you're making a right on Whitney, because that's where you live. I got a trench across the road. You might have to go to Windemere and park on the top. And like I said, it's gonna be dirty, it's gonna be dusty, it's gonna be noisy, it's gonna be an inconvenience. But you gotta look for the final product.
and when all is said and done, home.
You know, you're gonna get $1.5 million for that house.
According to our taxes, it already should be.
Let me tell you, sir, the way houses sell in Verona, it's very close, it's very close.
I guess we're the only ones that don't have, but one of the only ones that don't have Belgian blocks.
Right.
You like Belgian block?
Yeah, down to about, as a matter of fact, I was just talking to Councilman McAvoy, we're down to about 15 streets that don't have Belgian block. So we're getting there. We're getting to a point in Verona where it's just a mill and pave, do a street over it. You're getting a major reconstruction, but it's just a mill and pave. Everybody good?
Thank you very much.
And come and look at the list here if you want to see the trees that are coming down. Yeah, these are varieties, and please take our cards.
The trees wide lines.
If you have it, I mean, I could tell